Had to
Who
do
even
it.
was that?
Had to do it to him.
Hello, welcome back. ShrimpHoursPresents, coming at you once again. Hi, I'm DriveThrough. Oh, check this shit out. Watch this. Ready? DriveThrough. What's up? We got some pals on the show. We got Cody coming live from the hotel room. We got Slap coming live from the dungeon. We got Rusty as usual. And
Hey, call it by its proper name.
hold on, I gotta wait 30 seconds. All right, I think we're good. I'll call it. I can say it.
Oh, you can't say it like in the first minute though. YouTube bop you.
Yeah.
We're past. All right, hold on. I gotta wait 4 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It's the cum dungeon.
Yeah.
Also, we have Travis. Hello, Travis. How we doing?
Hello. How we
Big
doing?
fan of the show.
Dude, I am. I listened yesterday what's today? Monday?
It's Monday, yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I did listen yesterday. I listened to last week's yesterday.
Sweet. Thanks for coming
Last
on.
week's yesterday tonight.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Travis, in like 30 seconds, what do you do? Go.
I yell at fake race cars on iRacing or yell about stupid things that happened in grassroots racing on YouTube, and then somehow by the grace of God occasionally drive race cars on a grassroots level now, but they usually break when I do that.
Solid.
So,
These things happen.
yeah.
Damn, I'm surprised you didn't lead off with race car driver.
Well, because I don't do enough. I haven't done it enough to be cool yet.
Spent a lot of money on it though.
I've spent a lot of money, but I have not done it enough to be cool yet.
Well, that's the first part of any racing career is you spend a lot of money.
Yeah, well, I mean, my career progression was kind of weird because I just kind of decided one day to start. I thought it could get me laid.
I
So you're
thought
saying it didn't.
And then the first race
It still
I
might.
finished last in a B main, and then my first asphalt race I just finished last. So a gentleman always finished last though. So
True.
All right. First segment on the show this week. It's your favorite. It's 5 minutes of NASCAR talk where we time ourselves for 5 minutes. You can talk about NASCAR. When the 5 minutes are done, we're done. All right, ready? Go. Because there's a lot to talk about this week because Texas was Texas. More Texas than Texas has ever been Texas.
Peak Texas.
Fuck
Peak
Texas.
Texas.
No, I love Texas.
That's only because Noah Gragson won 4 in a row.
We got to give it 2 dates again on the schedule just because of
Hey
one.
Patrick, what am
shit
I?
show
Oh,
race.
no, I'm Texas. What's the difference?
The only bit I saw of the Xfinity race was just a massive pileup. It was kind of cool. Shout out to John Hunter Nemechek. Cup race was a mess. Goodyear sucks.
Lasted 6 hours.
Oh my god.
6
watched the
hours.
last, like,
Rain
2.
delays, lightning delays, the whole works.
It was peak NASCAR after they had some tire issues and there was like a rain delay, multiple lightning breaks, and then they started racing again, more tire issues. It was
Was there
fantastic.
anything that went right in that race?
The fastest car won, I think.
Who won?
Yeah. After like half the field was fucking dead.
Oh, Reddick won.
yeah.
Did Reddick's out of the playoffs, right? He fucked it in the last few weeks.
Is it?
Damn.
Really?
Yeah, he missed it by like a point or
That's
two.
now
yeah.
4 races where a non-playoff driver has won a playoff race.
Oh my god.
Keep the streak
And
going.
every single race of the playoffs so far this year, not a playoff driver has won.
Well,
Like
but
what
what
we're
makes
seeing.
winning more important? You gotta go out there and win races.
Yeah, Bob Pockers had some tweet where he was interviewing Christopher Bell, and the tweet was like, so now that you're in the playoffs, what's it feel like to be racing like for consistency and points rather than wins? It's like, when did that meta happen? I thought this whole playoff system is rewarding wins and consistency is out the window. Like, when did that meta switch?
It depends on whether or not you're trying to defend the system based on what's happening. Sometimes, the more consistent guy does better. Sometimes the guy who just wins a race at the right time. And either way, the playoff defenders are going to be like, oh, well, that's what the system's supposed to do. It's like, no, it's just pure fucking chaos. It's pure absolute chaos. You could, if you think it's about consistency, go tell Kevin Harvick that back in 2020.
Or just any of the last 3 years, pretty much.
But what about the Denny Hamlin, William Byron thing? They didn't penalize William Byron for very clearly gassed it and hit Denny under caution.
And then they said they didn't see it.
I didn't see it, so it's okay.
No, they said they didn't see it.
so
I couldn't buy
bad.
that if it was on the back stretch. It happened on the front stretch in front of fucking race control, and nobody fucking saw that.
What was the interview?
Where is race control at Texas? Is it in like an underground bunker? Because they fucked up the goddamn All-Star race too.
So
Is it a windowless room? Like where the fuck is race control for this?
my
They
biggest
fucked up the All-Star
issue,
race because that was their excuse too. I didn't. I didn't. Somebody hit the backstretch wall. I didn't see that Dave Blaney was or Ryan Blaney was like literally like 20 feet away from the start finish line, and like, oh well, I didn't see it. Well, who the fuck in Texas is seeing anything?
Slap, we have a guest on the show. We gotta let the guest.
no, I was just I know I
Hey, we
couldn't
got
top
like a minute left.
yeah, I couldn't top that. I was just gonna say William Byron's interview made me lose hope in NASCAR because it was so goddamn boring.
Oh.
Like I remember back in the day, like when I was growing up, I looked at race car drivers and thought they were cool, and then like now, like, and this is probably not good for me to say, but like
Sorry, no one
now
watches
you
this
get
show.
a guy like William Byron wreck somebody under caution. Like think about back in the day, like
That was
that would
beef.
have
That was
been
beef
big,
central.
you know what I mean? And instead he got out and he's like, well, golly gee, I didn't mean to spin him, but I certainly was upset, you know? And I'm like, kids are having to watch this and look up to these guys, and like, if you're mad, go down there and yell at him, or put him in the wall under caution or something. Don't just boop him, you know, and don't just stumble through your interview and just halfway say you're mad. Like, actually be mad, you know. There's no passion anymore. At least with Denny, like people are giving Denny shit because he's saying like, oh, they're gonna get it, and nobody ever gets it. But like at least Hamlin has shown like in the past he is willing to stand up for himself if it comes to it, and he at least gives us great sound bites. So there's some form of entertainment and cool factor there for Denny.
Well, so
Sorry,
I'm hoping.
that just
I'm hoping.
upsets me.
No, I'm 100% with you. I'm hoping the narrative with Byron is he finally pays dudes back. Like he had Darlington, he had this one. Maybe he finally gives some payback and then cuts a promo and says, "Yeah, I did it. Like F you."
Because he's a
We got the
badass
dub.
driver. Like he's good. Like I was not always a big William Byron believer, but like he's proven he's a good race car driver and like gonna be around for a while. I just wish he was a little cooler
All
in
right,
situations like this.
that was 5 minutes of NASCAR.
Sorry,
Thanks for
I'm-
participating. It's all right. I'm kind of cheating a little bit because the next segment is supposed to be what's Twitter doing, but I wanted to talk about Denny Hamlin not giving a fuck on Twitter, which is kind of cool. As much as I don't like Denny Hamlin,
As him,
shout out to him
Harvick,
for
and
just
Kyle Busch is not giving a fuck on Twitter.
yeah, it's great. There's also that clip. Someone clipped a thing of Ty Gibbs like sending
Ty Dillon.
Into someone's crew, guys. Just about.
I almost sent him into the pit crew. That was scary.
Shout out to Ty Gibbs.
Tie on tie violence.
He just keeps on digging, Ty Gibbs. I don't know. You think you get to the bottom and then he goes there.
Did he do like another weird Bible verse like after he fucked up?
Oh, he probably. I don't know. I blocked him on Twitter. I might have to check. Hold on. Just because of all the shit that I've said about him, I don't want him to block me, so I just block him first.
he was
Blocked him
doing so good.
preemptively.
Yeah.
He was just starting to win people over, and he had to go do that.
What is
There's
his
no
at on
greater
Twitter?
argument for atheism than Ty Gibbs. I said it. There it is.
What the hell is Ty Gibbs' Twitter thing? What? Oh, he got
You
rid of
have
the
him blocked,
underscore.
so you can't see it.
You
That's
can't
why.
see
Yeah.
it, man.
He used to have Ty Gibbs underscore, and I guess he got rid of the underscore.
Oh, that was a great fucking catch. Holy shit. Sorry.
It doesn't look like you said anything weird this week,
No.
but I wouldn't put it past him. I think that's it for Twitter. Was there anything else crazy going on? I just liked all the NASCAR shit talking after the mess, and Goodyear.
It's just kids crying, just tons of kids crying.
Anybody who says this race was worse than 2008 Brickyard 400 is delusional.
Well, the thing is, I saw people doing that, and most of the people commenting on that weren't even born in 2008. So like, I don't know how you can...
watching that live as an 18-year-old. Just like when they said they were going to throw the caution every 10 laps, I was like, "Wait, they serious? Like they're actually going to do this?" And I was like, "Sure enough, they did." And that still wasn't a short enough interval because guys were still popping tires.
Yeah, that's similar to what I was going to say. It's that anyone complaining about that race just isn't old enough to fucking remember it actually happened, and they just watch the highlights on YouTube.
Imagine like sitting down with family, like getting all this like food ready because this is like a crown jewel event, and like sitting down and watching this race, and like you've been hyped up about it for a few weeks, and then that fucking happens.
I was 8 years old.
Every 10 laps.
And I remember there was another race that year too. I think it was Atlanta where Tony Stewart buried Goodyear.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Well, the NASCAR segment's supposed to be over, but
yeah. No, this is a Goodyear segment. Fuck Goodyear.
Yeah.
It's just such a shame
Goodyear.
that NASCAR's partnered with like the worst tire manufacturer.
We'll
I don't
make a
know
new
anyone-
Fuck Goodyear segment.
I saw people saying Hoosier should come in, but Hoosier can't even provide tires for short tracks.
Yeah.
they couldn't even put fucking tires on a late model at Rockingham. What makes you think they're going to be able to put tires on a cup car at Texas?
Well, I think that was God telling them that was a bad idea, because that was just when they announced that, I was like, this is stupid. There is no reason late models should be. Wilkesboro is like as big as it should get for late models, in my opinion.
Yeah, like even when you talk about like Richmond, those things can get flying, man. And if one of them takes a bad hit and like sails up over the wall and into a catch fence or something, it's gonna be nasty. But yeah, when they announced that Rockingham thing, that at first I was like, "Oh, dude, that's badass," and then I was like, "Oh, this is actually a terrible idea."
Hold on.
And we all know that the Rockingham walls acts as ramps. There was the Carl Long flip way back when Ray just ramped off and went flipping. And Ryan Vickers, a couple years before that, apparently he had a wreck in testing where like the same thing happened. He either blew a tire or got loose and corrected. I think it was either coming off 4 or 2, like onto one of the straightaways. Reports say he went like 15 feet in the air when he hit the thing like head on, launched, and tumbled like 8 times. But it was testing, so there's no footage or pictures of it.
Isn't that like a slinger where the walls are straight up but the track is so banked that the guys get sent up and hit the fucking flag stand?
Yeah, so like the track's banked like this, but the wall's still like 90 degrees like to like the horizon. But yeah, when you like fly at the track, it's like, oh, it just looks like a fucking ramp.
Yeah.
Whoever designed that is a amazing engineer.
Next segment, it's the one especially made for all the audio listeners. We appreciate you, and I apologize because it's Drip or Drown. Still don't have a theme song for this, but here we are. We're going to talk about some paint schemes from Texas, notably the pancake car.
IHOP, yeah.
Hey, big shout out to IHOP. See them in the NASCAR Rivals game.
Listen, I know you're a Waffle House type of guy, but you got to have some breakfast food on there.
Yeah, well, Smithfield's done a Waffle House car too.
Did they?
They have.
Yeah, a few years
they
ago.
have.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, because Waffle, I don't know if they still do, but Smithfield was the Waffle House bacon people. So there was an Eric Almirola Waffle House.
Does Smithfield provide like bacon and sausage for IHOP? Is that like an official partnership?
I'd imagine that's why they're on the car.
Oh, okay, so I got a couple things to show you.
More because of this.
They got. They ran this guy.
Oh, it's patriotic too.
Holy giant ass spoilers!
I just found this car that I do not remember.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
That's the one I was thinking of.
They ran a whole ass petty blue Waffle House deal.
Yeah, and it was
fuck the IHOP car.
Diecast of that.
It looked good, but could have looked better in my opinion.
As far as that new number 10, I don't know if I've ever seen a more mid scheme. It's not
bad. I like it. Yeah, it's got the product on the car. It's great.
It's not terrible. It's not terrible. It's not great. The pancakes could be bigger. The logo could be bigger. There's nothing fancy about the paint scheme, but it's not terrible.
I feel like they've reused that scheme like a bunch of time with the red, white, and blue. Like that's like the patriotic base that they just like plopped down.
It looks like it could have Mobile One on the side here and be the exact same.
Yeah.
What we need something halfway between a drip or a drown. Like what's the midpoint? What do we call it?
Moist.
Float.
Moist. That's solid. That is a certified moist car. All right. Next up, I want to talk about the Christopher Bell Ream thing.
God.
Look at this. My God. It's got Ream on the hood, and they just slapped everything on the side of it.
There's a new JTG. Just slap as many
What the hell is
sponsors on there as possible.
Smurfit Kappa?
I love this because it shows how stupid moving the numbers forward is.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah, for everybody that complained about contingencies and,
Yes
and shit,
and
and everybody's
no.
saying like, "Oh, well, we don't need those. They take up too much room. They're tacky looking." What the fuck is this?
I would actually disagree in this case, where I think Ream is one of the logos that would benefit the most from moving the numbers forward, because you've got like a big circular Ream logo that they could just slap on this door, and then they just didn't.
No, Smurfit
And they just
Kappa
put all this little.
paid more money apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Nah, lol.
It's whatever writes below it. Like, what is that?
Yeah, who is this?
That's
And none of it's color
Can't you tell?
matched too. Like they got the purple outline on Yahoo. Ugh, that's a drown for me, dog.
Does Yahoo still
Yeah.
own Tumblr?
I have
That's a
no
good
idea.
question. I haven't
Yeah,
used
they
it since
spent
they
like
banned
$3
porn.
billion to buy it. Now it's worth like a ham sandwich and a half-eaten Pop-Tart.
Yeah,
I mean-
I haven't heard the word Tumblr in probably 5 years.
As a former Tumblr user, that's about what it deserves. All right, next up.
You heard they're bringing titties back to Tumblr.
Are they? That's about the only thing that could save
That's
it.
the word out on the street.
They're coming back.
All right. I want to talk about an absolute drip machine.
Yeah, this
They-
is drip.
The Suarez Aguas Frescas Minute Maid. This
Have
car's
we
cute.
determined whether or not that's alcoholic?
It should be.
Listen, we can make it
only way
alcoholic
Rusty's
if it's
drinking
not. I don't think Minute Maid can make alcoholic beverages. I'm gonna look this up right now.
I don't know though. But
Dude,
did you
and
see
Mountain
those
Dew can.
Simply? Did you see
That's
that
true. Mountain Dew
Simply?
can.
Simply is making like Simply like spiked lemonades. I want some of those because I love Simply.
Oh, dude.
All right, we're doing research now. Look at this. Refreshing AF. Aguas Frescas juice beverage. Catch pure refreshment with this vibrant, juicy beverage. Yeah, it's just juice.
Mango.
No,
Juice
get,
with no
Yes,
fizz.
get it out of here. We'll be seen. Come on.
I'm sure we could make something with it.
Yeah, it's part
We'll
of
make it happen.
Fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, car looks good.
Vodka makes everything better.
Speaking of the numbers, though, Trackhouse is like the only team who makes the numbers look right to me.
Them and
Yeah.
Petty GMS. I've been giving them shout outs all fucking year
Yeah.
long.
Yeah. Good
Their
designers. We love
schemes
good designers.
Look like it. The number belongs where it is on their schemes. All the other
Absolutely.
schemes just look like they took schemes where the number should be on the door, moved the number, and then figured it out.
I agree.
Yeah.
Because they don't move it any farther forward than where the A pillar like comes to a point with the door, and it shouldn't be any
Dude,
further than
That's
that. 'cause then
not
it
a
looks
real
like it's-
point. You can move it further forward and make it look good.
So
I don't
I don't
know.
I don't know if
I've
it was.
done it.
I don't know who
Okay,
pointed it out
fair.
on Twitter, but it feels like the Trackhouse numbers are slowly shifting back inch by inch.
Yeah,
over
they
the
are.
season.
Landon tweeted that.
Oh,
They are
okay,
moving
yeah.
back.
Good.
And I don't know if it's just how the scheme. It could be like an illusion. But
Dude,
it does
No,
appear.
Kyle Sykes is
Mandela
a
effect.
genius. He's just gonna center them again, but just NASCAR's not even notice because of how slowly he's doing it.
Incrementalism.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because one day the door's gonna be, or the number's gonna be centered in the door, and NASCAR's gonna be like, "Wait, what?" It's like, "Yeah, we just did it slowly. You didn't even notice." So,
Bit
oh,
by
okay.
agonizing bit.
All right, next up on the list.
Oh,
Oh my God, it's a rolling tomato.
So, Hunt
Brown.
Brothers Pizza has previously run a lot of green cars, and now it's just red. And,
They just reused the
that's
apple Bush apple scheme.
It is very similar. It's very like bushy in that it just has the sort
There's a
of
Bush
dark
logo
base.
back there.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a
All
All
that
history,
that dead
Bush race.
space.
big history of drowning with Hunt Brothers.
it's the bushy
Yeah.
Bush car.
Even the white outline on the number, I'm not a fan of. I don't think they did anything right here.
No, let's drown that easy.
All right, that's it. That was Drip or Drown.
They slap that together in an afternoon or what?
Yeah, it's real test car energy.
Had too many bushes and Hunt Brothers pizzas. Are like, shit, we gotta throw a paint scheme together real quick.
We got a race this weekend.
We gotta throw a paint scheme together real
Whip
quick.
it
Fuck.
together. All right. Next segment on the list. It's your favorite. You know what it is.
Yeah.
You know, I discover something new each time I listen to this. Some little background sound effects.
That was great. God, I love it every time. Shout out to Ben. We love Ben.
Best segment of the week.
Yeah. First off, Cody, where the hell were you? You went back to Eldora and got your car not peed on. What else happened?
No, I was that was the last time I was not at Eldora.
Oh, that was last time.
But
everything's melding together. Oh.
Yeah, tell me about it. Lucas Oil Raceway, Lucas Oil Indianapolis Raceway Park. There we go.
Can you talk about the thing that happened?
Don't talk about it.
Yeah, I'll get it. I'll get there a little bit. But
okay.
Yeah, that's as far as Animal Planet goes, I'm man, that's a whole different world in drag racing than dirt. Like it's just like the racing itself, it's just insane, and like it's just a whole different breed of people that like do that shit. It's just I don't know. I can't put into words like how much I respect that discipline of racing, just having gone into it not really knowing much about it like at all beforehand. But just those fumes are the smoke they deal with at the start finish line are just insane. And I don't know if my lungs can handle that. But I guess to segue into the Animal Planet, have you guys do you guys realize the track prep that's involved in drag racing? I certainly didn't, like, beforehand. But they literally go down and they'll like spray the track with like glue pretty much. It smells exactly like that glue that comes in a hobby, like those model cars.
Interesting.
And that's probably exactly what it is. It's probably just glue they spray on the track to make it extra fucking
extra
sticky and grippy.
PJ1.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm sure. And yeah, I'm sure that's great to be breathing in over extended periods of time.
SMI's taking notes.
Do the chemicals lead to extra animalism or not?
So yeah, I'm walking around on this glue and shit, and then I go back to the other side of this wall is where there's all our equipment is like set up, like batteries charging, like a little chair to rest, etc. It's this little grassy area, and then I come back, and I'm in the center lane just doing my normal filming, and someone taps me on the shoulder. He's like he basically starts yelling at me, unbeknownst to me. Like I basically tracked a bunch of grass. All across like the burnout lane,
Oh no!
And right where they're taking off. I was told, like,
oh no,
not knowing anything about drag racing, like, yeah, obviously you don't go like in front of like the little timing blocks, like to mess with their sensors, like, so obviously stay behind that. It's like, oh, okay. No one ever told me. It's like, yeah, this glue shit is gonna get onto your shoes if you walk onto the grass. That's gonna stick on your fucking shoes, and then in turn gonna stick back onto the track. I apologize profusely, and yeah, it wasn't a big deal. They were able to get it scraped off pretty quickly, but
you're the animal.
Yeah,
Cody was there.
I know. And
you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the animal.
It's not my first time being the animal in this segment. I can't remember which time, but it was there's another time.
That's like when I went to Volusia with you. I was like my first dirt track race, and like we walked across the track, and my fucking shoes were just caked in this fucking like tacky dirt. I could not get it off. And Cody, you had changed your shoes. You're like, oh, you should wear an extra pair of shoes. Like I fucking didn't bring one with me. He's like, well, you'll understand why after tonight. And I was just like, all right, what the fuck ever. And then I'm like tracking fucking tacky mud through the fucking house we're staying at. And I take off my shoes, and like the next morning, I'm like beating the fuck out of these things trying to get this mud off, and it just will not come off.
Yeah, it must be that Volusia clay, because a lot of dirt tracks up here, it never really sticks to your shoes that long, especially once it dries out. But yeah, we wanted that time you're talking about in 2020.
I had Volusia mud stuck on my shoes all the way until the Daytona 500 next week. I could not get it off.
If you go onto the track like after they race, like post race, and just walk around, it's fine. It's packed down. It's just hard as shit. It's like a rock. But if you go beforehand, like right if they prep the track, it's all broken up and wet and mushy. It's literally clay, and yeah, it just sticks to your shoes like clay does. But to end my Animal Planet before we go into Travis's, can we please show that tweet that I fucking sent?
Yes. I gotta pull that up.
I was
this the
hoping
hotel?
I was hoping that I'd be getting more update. Oh, he's not there anymore. He must be sleeping. But yeah, he
Unfortunate.
I was greeted to a very
Very enthusiastic.
very welcoming sight and sounds when I showed up at the hotel this this afternoon.
Yeah,
And,
give me a second. I'm gonna pull this thing up.
In the not terrible, not really bad, but slightly shady outskirts of Cleveland, Ohio.
All right. Oh, hold on. Let me. A lot of things going on.
Why is Daytona 500 trending?
That's how they get you. All right.
In September.
So I just got checked into the hotel, getting set up to record a podcast later. Hopefully nothing should be too much of a distraction. Except for this dude, who's literally been banging on a bongo drum for the last half an hour ever since I checked in.
Watch at the end.
He speeds it up. He starts
Speed it up.
When he sees the lady in the umbrella, he's like, oh, someone I can speed it up faster. Can you play that end again real quick?
Oh, all right. Hold on.
Just the end part, just the end. Like,
Well, I like the
5
dog
seconds.
barking right off the bat.
Since
That's a
I checked
good.
Dog barking.
He starts going double
So-
speed. Like,
So yeah, let me just give a little context. So this this gentleman, yeah, he's in the motel next to me. This guy ain't like inside with the Dorcos practicing. He's not like out at some street corner with a hat like performing. He's just chilling in the
Just
fucking
vibing,
doorway,
man.
just looking around,
In
like
the
looking for
rain.
people that are like gonna look toward them to give him attention. Yeah, he's just looking around aimlessly, and then he looks to his left. He's like, "Oh, here's someone. Let me go faster, really quick, 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 quick."
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. He's not even like making like a cool beat. He's just going do 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 do
Dude, and
on the old fucking djembe.
dude, when I first showed up, I could not pinpoint what the fuck that noise was because I had the airbox.
rhythmic pulse.
I had the airbox on, and at first, like, I thought something was dripping or like the airbox was making noise. I pulled my air down. I was like, it's like, no, it's not the airbox. And then it was raining. I was like, oh, it must be like something dripping up, like landing on the airbox. Like, and then I'm looking, it's like I don't see anything dripping. And I'm starting to go crazy. I'm like, wondering what the fuck is that noise? Because I just constantly just.
I never would have guessed it would have been a dude with bongos.
Dude, I don't know if I ever would have seen it. I just happened to take like a lucky like glance outside, just so I happened to like, dude, just hitting a fucking bongo. Just
going ham.
That is
Could you imagine that like all the people that work there are just used to it, and you go down to the concierge and you're like, "What is that noise?" You're like, "What are you talking about, bro? I don't hear anything."
Dude, this reminded me of another Animal Planet.
Yes,
Oh, all right.
yes, go into yours.
Okay.
That's a perfect segue.
Yeah, now I've got a couple. So, okay, I guess this kind of counts. It's a bad hotel experience, so whatever.
That counts.
I was in I was in South Carolina. It was Darlington last year. It was the May
There's your
race.
first problem.
Yeah, so I stayed in Florence, South Carolina.
There's
And
your
I
second problem.
stayed at a Residence Inn, which is probably my third problem.
Yeah.
And because I stayed at a lot of Marriotts, and I saw Marriott. It was there. I could use points, whatever. And I get there, and I'm like, this place looks pretty nice. Well, I walk down the hallway a little bit, and it starts to stink. And I get up to my floor, and the lights are like flickering in the hallway, and I'm like, okay, this is not good. I get to my room, and it was actually pretty cool because you get like a kitchen deal and all that stuff, and it's actually more like a suite than a room. So the room wasn't too terribly bad. Well, I go to the truck race. I guess it was a truck race. No, it might have been I don't know. One of the nights I was there, but it wasn't the cup race because I drove home after that. But either trucks or Xfinity. I think it was trucks though. I was laying in bed and I like just shut my eyes and was like falling asleep. And I hear a ruckus from hell followed by somebody screaming, "Get on the ground!" And I'm like, what? And like I'm like getting up and like it's not my room, like I'm not being raided. And I hear like a struggle above me. And then I hear silence, and then I hear, "Don't fucking move." And I'm like, okay. And it's like, I don't even want to move. I know I'm not in trouble, and it's like a floor above me, but I don't want to move. So I'm in like my underwear, and I get up and I peek out the window, and there's cops in the parking lot. And I'm like, what the hell? And so I was sitting there for a minute, and then I hear like a radio walk down the hall outside my door. So I'm like, oh my God, this is like some sort of sting operation or something. So I get my pants on and my shirt on, and I leave my fucking room. And I go down there to the front, and I'm going to buy me a water, and I'm going to ask what the hell's going on. So I buy water. I'm like, do y'all know what's going on here? And the lady looks at me, and she's like, well, NASCAR's in town. I'm like, yeah, no shit, lady. That's why I'm here. It's like, no, I mean, why are there cops busting into the room above me? And why are there all these cops outside? And they're like, we don't know anything about that. I'm like, well, yeah, there's like 4 or 5 cop cars outside, and they just busted into the room above me. And they're like, oh, well, we'll look into it. I'm like, all right. And I get my shit, I go up there and I go to sleep, and I never heard anything else about it. So I don't know what went on, but they didn't seem too concerned. So I went up there and went to bed.
Were they like in on it? Because if a police officer is going to like bust into somebody's hotel room, I mean, you need a warrant for the hotel and the person, right?
That's what I was thinking.
No. The way you told that story just sounds like a clueless worker that's just on her phone, just has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, I'm sure management.
She knows exactly what's going on.
I also think that there was a good chance, like the more I thought about it, that maybe they were instructed in that situation, if it was like a sting, to not tell, just act like nothing's going on. Because like
I would imagine like the hotel room has, or the hotel chain has like some sort of agreement with law enforcement. Like, you know, if there's somebody here by that name, you got a warrant for them, we'll just let you in the place. And
well, they let them in, all right.
It sounds like my buddy from New York, his dad was in the Navy during like Operation Praying Mantis, like over in the near Iran in the 80s, when some shit went down over there, and he saw like all these like grizzled dudes with like beards and everything like walking around that he'd never seen before, wearing like different camo and everything. He thought they were Navy SEALs. He goes, he asked his superior, like, who the fuck were those guys that came in on the chopper, you know, wearing like Army BDUs? And his superior's just like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And just goes on about his business and just acted like he had never seen him.
That's funny. But yeah, so that was pretty wild. But my 2 actual Animal Planets, I thought long and hard. And the 2 that just immediately came to mind though, and like stuck out from the rest, there's one Bristol night race last year. I went up into the grandstands to watch some of the race, and there's this lady. As soon as I sat down behind me, she was so drunk. She could barely sit in her seat. Her husband was like having to keep her under control. She kept like trying to talk to me and everybody else around us. So I was with the garage guys. So me and Chase get up and we go get concessions. We go get pizzas, which if you've ever been to Bristol, concessions.
Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
You can go there, buy water, have exact cash, and it'll still take you like 10 minutes to ring you up.
Yeah. And so what pisses me off about it is I understand working like concessions is hard, and like working fast food and all that's hard. But like when you can literally see them giving no effort, it gets a little frustrating. And you could literally look in there, the Bristol and they just don't fucking move.
And they have those stupid iPad things too, which bottlenecks the process, and it makes it so slow rather than just, hey, a cash register, here you go, here's your water, sir.
It's so bad. Well, anyway, so me and Chase sacrificed a stage to go down there and get pizzas. And actually, while we were down there, it was pretty funny. Somebody came up to Chase and was like, hey, are you the moon car guy? But anyway, so that's where that meme started. I was literally standing right next to him. We get back up there, and that lady's sitting in a puddle of her own vomit, and she is just like trouble. And now she's like really, and she's still trying to talk to people, and I'm like, I'm like looking at her, man, like, dog, like you gotta get her out of here, you know? Like I didn't say that because it's like not my fucking problem, but like,
homie wanted to see the race.
Yeah, and dude, like, I guess the animal in the story comes out because I remember looking at the garage guys and like wondering how you can get that drunk in public. I've been pretty drunk in public. I've been pretty drunk in public multiple times. I've puked in a Waffle House parking lot once. But never have I ever gone to an event where I was there to watch the event and got so fucked up that I was sitting in my own puddle of vomit.
Yeah.
And what's
Can't
crazy
remember
is
a damn thing.
they paid full price and they ended up leaving with like 100 to go. And he had to like pick her up, and she like, think about how I need to say this to be nice. She there was a lot of her, so like he had to get her like this guy was like really fighting.
Fireman carry.
Yeah. And then he gets her vertical and walks behind her, and she's got to go downstairs.
Oh no.
So me, I'm an asshole for this. I know I'm an asshole. I get my phone out because I'm like, she is about to go ass over tea kettle down these stairs. No way this ends good. But somehow, by the grace of God, she stumbled down them stairs, and I don't know what happened. Hopefully, he wasn't sober by any means, so hopefully they were camping. But yeah, so that's number one. And then number two was at Tri-County last year. It was the second time I ever went to a racetrack with Landon. So a week prior, or 2 weeks prior, I guess it was, I go just kind of out of nowhere, go to a race with Landon. He wins. It was cool. So I go back the next time he races. We go to Tri-County, which is just outside of Hickory, and he wrecks lap one, turn one. And guy missed a shift up front. Well, later on in that race, the guy who missed the shift got back up there to the front. He and his teammate roughed up this other dude. So there were a lot of people upset. The guy's teammate of the guy who missed the shift won. Missed the shift dude finished second. So they're parked on the front straightaway, and Landon and the guy who owned the car Landon was driving go over there just to see what happened. Not like to fight, just to figure out what happened. So I'm over there just in case things go sideways. And about that time, somebody threw a water bottle or something at the guy. And then just out of nowhere, a big fucking brawl breaks out. We're like right there in the middle of it. So I started once again, pull my phone out, start filming. I posted it on Twitter, and it went pretty big. What people didn't realize at the time was there were 2 more fights after that. So they get everybody broke up, Lord. And they get back over the pit wall, and they're going back to the pits, and they start fighting again. And like this big ass brawl breaks out, and we're like, holy shit. So then we leave, and they had actually, their crews had fought during the race. So I guess that was fight number 3. So we go out through this tunnel. There's no cops at this track. There's just like 2 security dudes. And we go out through this tunnel to go to the trackside parking to watch the last race. The limited late models were running last, which side story in that race, somebody got so mad they threw an entire garbage can on the track and got a caution. That was pretty cool.
That's great.
So they roll the limited late models out, and then they red flag the race before the race even starts. And we're like, that's weird. We look over the tunnel. Here comes an ambulance and 3 cop cars. And we're like, oh my God, somebody get shot or something? And, obviously you think, well, maybe either somebody got shot or somebody just tripped on something and like broke their ankle. No big deal. Well, then we see the driver of one car being escorted by police over to a cop car. And we're like, this isn't good. And we see some other people being questioned. Well, finally, come to find out, it was the infamous torque wrench incident. If you haven't seen it, look it up.
I saw that.
So what happened was this guy got sick of getting jumped, so he cracked somebody in the head with a torque wrench. Well, then a big dog pile ensued, and they're all like fighting. They're beating the hell out of this guy on the bottom, and security's in this pile. Well, this dude's wife grabs the torque wrench and proceeds to start clubbing the, I guess, most visible head. The problem was the most visible head was track security. So she's just beating the fuck out of this poor security guy with a torque wrench repeatedly. And then finally, everybody, what's funny in the video, after everybody realizes, like, oh my God, she just beat this guy half to death with a torque wrench, the fight stops. Everybody just kind of backs away. Cops come in, ambulance comes in, and now there are cops at every race at that facility. And it's also really funny because, like, the head of security, it was his, I think it was like his son who got cracked to the head or whatever. But anytime something happens, like that fight at Martinsville, he's always commenting, well, with proper security, this won't happen. I'm like, dude, we just saw somebody get cracked in the head with a torque wrench under your wall.
Dude, torque wrench is a weapon of choice of race car drivers everywhere. It's a famous story of Lee Petty. Got wrecked by Curtis Turner. And Curtis Turner ends up winning the race. This is some racetrack in Virginia or whatever. Lee Petty's like pissed off, comes up to him, he's got a rolled up newspaper in his hand, taps him on the shoulder, and he's like, hey man, I want to talk to you. Curtis turns like talking to somebody else, puts down his beer, turns around. As soon as he goes to turn to Lee Petty just smacks him in the face with that rolled up newspaper, which had a torque wrench inside of it.
Oh my god!
Damn.
They just started beating the ever living shit out of him.
I saw a gun pulled at Fort Payne Motor Speedway.
What?
Yeah. So there were
Where's
these
that?
twins. There were these twins, and they. I forgot about this. Yeah, this was I mean,
Animals galore. This
it wasn't funny at the time, but it was. Looking back on it, it's kind of funny. So these twins kept wrecking. Yeah, like nobody shot anybody.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there were these two twins. I don't remember their names. I think they still race. I don't know. And then there's this other guy. I do know his name, but I'm not gonna say it. One of the twins had just been running amok all season. And they had angered some people, I guess. And one of them wrecked, dude. Well, he lined up behind both twins on restart. He wrecked both of them. It was coolest thing I've ever seen.
Hell yeah.
And Fort Payne at the time didn't have a catch fence. They had just gotten walls. So we used to stand on the turn 3 and 4 wall, which was stupid. I can't believe they let us do that. We were literally standing on the wall.
Shit.
The outside wall.
Yeah. We were standing on the wall, which is stupid. I don't know why they let us do that. But anyway, they do that, and I come running down through there, and a scuffle broke out. Another little scuffle broke out. And finally, somebody from the twins camp, I don't know if it was a grandfather, he was an older dude. He pulled out a gun and just told everybody how it was going to be. And the fight stopped. And then once again, there were no cops on the facility, but then a little bit later, cops come rolling through. And like everybody's just like, don't look at the cops. So like we're all just like pretending to do shit. And the cops did like one little circle around the pits, and then they were gone. But didn't get out and question anybody, nothing. And racing went on like normal.
They saw the situation was under control.
Yeah.
Everybody realized they dodged a bullet. And like, all right, it's play cool.
Yeah. It was
Literally dodged a bullet.
Well, I think like the thing, it wasn't like necessarily like if the cops came up to me and they were like, hey, somebody pull a gun, I'd be like, fuck yeah, some bitch over there waving a gun around. But like, I'm not gonna go over here. Well, fuck, I don't know the guy, but I'm not gonna go run up to hey, that guy over there, he's pointing a gun at people, you know, like, yeah. Especially like if they pulled up and like if I thought he was gonna shoot somebody or something, somebody would say. I think it was more people didn't want the inconvenience of like cops questioning people, racing stopping. It was just one of those things where it was just like everybody mind your business, let the cops come through. If they ask something, then give them an answer. But nobody wanted to be the guy to get the racing.
Nobody say void. Nobody say a void.
It was kind of an unspoken thing because like we weren't involved, but it was just like we didn't want to be involved, especially if there's a crazy guy with a gun. So like, just stay over here in our bang banger circle. Let those crazy late model guys fight.
All right, that's a pretty incredible Animal Planet. That's one for the ages. That's an animal shit. Animal solar system right there.
That's a whole goddamn zoo right there.
I'd forgot about Gun Guy, so yeah, that was
Gun Guy.
Oh man, that reminded me of another one.
Yeah. The Gun Guy.
There was a guy at Tri-County. I wasn't there for this one. Landon and Dylan were there for this one. He got so mad he picked up a piece of lead and was running and gonna go try to throw it on the track at the guy. And somebody had to stop him. Yeah.
Yeah, you telling the story about the guy throwing the garbage bin reminds me of the hockey coach who tossed a bench onto the ice to get a. I think he ended up getting a
college basketball coach who tossed like a whole folding chair out onto the.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Well, Bob Knight.
We had a guy at Rome Speedway get arrested for walking onto the track, and then like got in a fight. So that was another good one because my dad, we were involved in this fight. So I went to help one of my buddies who ran a bang banger. He had bought a car that day that decided to race it that night. And this car was nice for a bang banger. The only thing that was dumb about it was he's like, hey man, look, the seat still adjusts. He had a racing seat, but it would slide forward. I'm like, doesn't that fucking defeat the purpose of having a racing seat? He's like, nah, man, it's comfortable. I'm like, all right, well,
dude, there was a guy who raced some pure stocks in Greenville Pickens with like a fucking like stock seat in a Crown Victoria.
It's crazy some of the shit you see at these places.
It wasn't a racing seat; it was just like a stock seat out of a Crown Vic, and I'm just like, dude, you're gonna fucking die out here.
We talked to my buddy, and we're like, keep the car, like we were all under the impression it was just see how the car does, keep it clean. This is a good car. Lap 1, turn 1, he's 4 wide through the middle, bounces off 2 people, runs up to thirds, falls back to 5th, and some guy down the back straight. I was watching it, hand on a Bible, was not my buddy's fault. I will go to my grave. Guy cut up on him. My friend did not lift, but it wasn't he didn't have to lift. Guy head on in the wall, comes bouncing down into them, turn 3. Gets out, starts waving his arms at my buddy. My buddy may have waved his arm, or at least one finger back at him as he drove by. Well, then this guy proceeds to cuss out the tow truck driver about how they need to park my friend. And the tow truck driver told him 3 times, I don't make those decisions. You want to ride or not? And finally, he gets to the car and takes off with the guy's car. So then the guy's mad and he starts yelling at a track official. He's like, tow truck driver left me. Y'all need to park that guy. Like, he's just mad. Well, somebody
He needs to be arrested.
Had them drop the car in front of our trailer because the car was destroyed.
Oh,
well,
shit.
That guy comes down there raising hell at us. Cops tell him, or the officials tell him, you need to take it up with the tower. So dumbass thought, oh, okay, well, I'll go to the tower now. So they're still pacing around. He starts walking out on the track, and the cops are like, hey, bud, you can't walk out there right now. And he's like, fuck you. Or so, like, he starts mouthing off to the cops. Cops take him down. The red flag the race to open the gate. They arrest him. Well, then after the race, my buddy, he's coming in and he sees that guy's family is angry and like walking up to him, and he slams in the back of some other guy, destroys the front end of his car, and then starts driving back over to our area. And there's like a crowd forming of the guy who wrecks people, and he stops. And I'm like, shit, man, because it's just me, that guy, and his dad. The rest of people with us are like his girlfriend, and then I think like his mom was there. So it's like, as far as like people are gonna be in there fighting, it's 3 on like 9. We're about to get our asses whooped. So I'm like, maybe my buddy will keep his head on straight here and just ignore him and load up. No, he doesn't. He stops. He starts getting into a yelling match, and that guy's mom comes down there, cigarette in hand. She's like, you wrecked my son, all this stuff. And by the time she got done, I got up to the car. My buddy said, well, I don't give a fuck what you say, old lady. You can go to hell too. And he drives up on the car, onto the trailer, just drives up onto it, gets out on top of the car. My buddy he went to jail our senior year. So he got out up on top of the car after the cops were there, like trying to separate everybody. And he's like, I've been to jail and I ain't scared to go back, motherfuckers. Like, he's yelling all this stuff. And I'm like, shut up, dude. Like, please shut up. Like, we are outnumbered here. Like, it's already like 1:30 a.m. I just want to go to Waffle House. I don't want to go to jail. Don't want to get my ass kicked. Just want to leave and go to Waffle House. They finally get us broke up. Well, I'm driving down to the Waffle House. I get a phone call. My dad, he loves listening to the police scanner. My dad calls me. He's like, damn, man. They said they got wild at Rome tonight. He's like, did you go? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, yeah, they were on there. Hey, apparently they arrested one, and there was almost a brawl in the pits after the race and all this. I was like, yeah, Dad, that was us. Was like, oh, hell. So I had to give him the whole story. But yeah, that was a fun night where we were all kind of animals.
God damn.
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
The fucking Animal Planet cinematic universe is expanding. Golly.
MCU ain't got nothing on this.
Yeah. Oh, I don't even know how to follow that up with another segment.
The Adventures of Moonhead, God's drunkest driver.
Yeah. God, yeah. If there was like a party story segment, we'd have a whole other.
Oh yeah. Next time you're on, we got to talk about Talladega Boulevard.
It's overrated. I haven't really partied.
Not the story you told us. Like, I don't even know if I can repeat that.
Was it the beautiful woman who got robbed of the?
It was that, and the night you had a friend with you, and it was the first time you'd ever seen titties.
Oh no! He wasn't a friend. I just knew
I was
who
about
he
to say,
was.
it's yeah.
Oh, okay.
But that was the same night, and that lady got robbed. Like, literally, the only reason she lost was because the other girl showed her ass.
I was gonna say Slam. I thought you were gonna say buttholes.
Well, yeah, that's what happened. Everybody was, for whatever reason, it's like a Talladega thing. People are yelling, "Show your butthole," and that girl actually showed her butthole. And
Respect.
I was like, damn, like that's That's interesting, I
butthole.
guess. But like, she was like a 4, and this other girl was a solid 8, and she lost because she had some dignity about her. So it was just like, what the hell?
Jesus.
All right, we'll bring you back on. We'll get through some more, whatever that is.
after the Talladega race.
All right. That was all Animal Planet. Next up, we have the media check-in. What games have y'all been playing? Let's start with video games. What are we up to this week?
Absolutely nothing because I've been working. So you
All
guys
right,
go.
fair play.
So I got my Switch back going. So I have actually been playing Fall Guys on the Switch.
Hey.
But as far as like my main game right now, I'm back on Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, you tried to get us to play that one night when you were very drunk.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Probably did.
Is there like a new meta with the game? I'm so out of touch with Siege, so I don't know what's going on there.
I haven't played it since 2018, so I wouldn't know.
I haven't played it a ton. There's a new season.
Okay.
But I mean, the new season's been out for a couple weeks, but I haven't been home much. But no, I mean, it's pretty much same old. Just
All right.
new operators, new map.
Okay.
Yeah, the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 beta was last weekend, and it was very similar, just same old. Fired it up, got shot a lot. It was horribly optimized, dude. I have a 1070 in this PC. I was getting like 30 FPS. It was a mess. Probably not gonna buy that game.
Terrible, just terrible.
I might end up doing it though. I mean, Warzone 2 is coming out, and Warzone's generally a good time, so I'll probably fire that up. It's nice that that's, I think, still going to be free. Other video game news. World of Outlaws video game. iRacing Monster Games. That comes out literally tomorrow for us, and when this podcast is out, that game is out. I'm probably going to stream that, actually. That Tuesday night. Give her a go. Give it a little rip. I did enjoy SRX games, so it should be a good time. What are y'all watching, media-wise? Oh yeah, how's your the Stupid Dragon show? How was that?
The Hot D.
Hey?
House of the Dragon, Hot D.
Ah.
I'll let Slap hype it up. I don't know. I wasn't too impressed, but he's probably it's building towards something crazy. Like you
Slap
can
was-
tell.
Yeah,
Tweeting about how good it was today.
yeah. So I read the books, and I know where this is going. I know how this season's going to end, and that second season is going to be expensive. I don't know how they're going to do it. Like they said, Rings of Power was like the most expensive TV show ever made. Like that, Hot D season 2 is going to be ridiculous. But the episode 6 starts after like a 10-year time skip, so they had to like recast some of the girls who were teenagers in the first 5 episodes, and they did an amazing job because Allison Hightower, like at some points I was like, is this the younger actress or the older one? Because they fucking look alike, and I'm trying to make sure that they weren't like related or anything, but no, they just got 2 girls that look pretty much identical to each other and cast them that way. And apparently they cast the older actresses first and then cast younger actresses that looked similar. And so they did that with Rhaenyra, they did that with Allison Hightower and everything. And they did a really good job of that. And episode 6 seemed a little bit like they were trying to do too much in too little time. It's like the one episode where they tried to cover too much ground and the pacing felt a little bit off. But other than that, I thought it was good. A good episode that shows, some of these new kids on the block. They're a little bit unhinged. Aegon Targaryen. Not to spoil anything, but he was in this episode he was jacking it outside of a window because he just doesn't give a shit. He's like Homelander in The Boys season 2, where he's just like on top of a skyscraper just jacking it.
Sure.
Because he's just so full of himself, and he like literally doesn't care about anybody else. And this is the guy who might be king at one point, and he just does not give a fuck.
All right. That was the media
Rusty.
check-in.
Rusty, your thoughts on Hot D6?
I said he didn't like it.
I gotta watch the next couple episodes and then maybe go back. But like they're like the time transition caught me off guard. The new actors, everything, and it's just an aggressive jump forward in time. So you had to like kind of play catch up the whole time. So you're like almost starting like a new season at this point. It kind of felt like, but
I mean, we are trying to cover like 30 years in the span of two seasons.
But I didn't know that going in, so that's just me as a casual fan. I didn't know, but yeah. So they got 3 episodes left. Looking forward to it. So far, been impressed.
No, they got 4. They got 7, 8, 9, 10.
You're right.
All right, that was the media check-in. Next segment on the list. Who cares about football? Because I don't. What happened this week?
Who cares?
The fucking Bills biffed it, dude. The Bills biffed it. They should have won that fucking game. But they don't know how to do clock management, and the offensive coordinator got so mad he took his iPad and like slammed it on the table and broke everything around him. And then like this hand comes out from like the out of frame and like covers up the camera real quick because they didn't want to show him like losing his fucking marbles up there.
We just need to know, did the Packers choke it or no? I know the Lions do because they do every week, and I feel bad for Eddie because we were in the group chat for that.
Yeah, what happened with the Packers?
Oh, Packers won. They beat Tom Brady's bitch ass, so.
Yeah.
Oh, they did? They did?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, the Bucs kind of mid this year.
Despite the Packers offense doing everything they could to try to choke it away for Rodgers, but yeah.
The Panthers beat the Saints.
Yes, because I remember seeing someone talk about how the Aints lost, so yes.
Yeah, so the NFC South is a total fuster cluck. Tom Brady and the Bucs look like ass. The Falcons look like ass, but the Saints beat the Falcons, and then Carolina, which looks like ass, beat the Saints. So whoever wins that division is probably going to have a losing record and going to sneak their way into playoffs, which is going to be hilarious.
They're the new NFC East.
Yeah. The new NFC North.
Hey. A losing record has never lost that or won that division, sir. We got close in 2013 when 8-7-1 won that division.
What was it? The Seahawks? Was that NFC West? Yeah.
Dude, that was 2010, and I will never forget because that was the beast mode run in that wild card game. That like one of the most historic runs in NFL history. That was fucking that was what put Marshawn Lynch on the map. And not only that, they did that against the reigning Super Bowl champions with a 7-9 record. They were a losing team that made the playoffs and knocked off the defending champions with that legendary run.
Got him. And I remember when that happened and they made the playoffs. There were like literally people on ESPN saying that we need to change the playoff system completely. We got to change it. You can't win your division or whatever. The fucking timer.
Yeah, the NFL call, honestly.
You're on the clock.
But everyone's like, oh, we got to change the playoffs. We got to change the playoffs. It's not working. It was like, and then somebody pointed out, like, this is the first time this has happened in 11 years.
What the NFL needs is a traditional points format.
No, they don't. It's fine how it is. Stop being like NASCAR and changing it every fucking year where something doesn't go the exact way you want it to.
No, NASCAR want traditional points to playoffs. We need football to go from playoffs to traditional points.
We need the entirety of North American sports to fucking shoot themselves in the foot and then shoot themselves in the back of the head twice and then have it fucking labeled as a suicide.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
That's a reference.
I can't speak for the latter half, but Plaxico Burress, I know, took care of shooting himself in the foot that one time.
All right, your timer's up.
Wait,
Football talk's over.
Did he get a big suspension for that too?
Dude, he went to prison for like 2 years because he had an unregistered gun that he shot himself in the leg with.
I remember this.
Michael Vick do more time than that.
Somebody did something this year and got a suspend. I don't watch football, but I remember seeing a list of people who got longer suspensions than this dude, and like one of them was like, this guy shot himself and got a longer suspension.
Yeah, it was Plaxico Burress. He caught the game-winning pass for the Giants in their Super Bowl. They won against the undefeated Patriots.
That was the leg and Watson had a shorter suspension than some of these people that like actually like were allegedly murdered someone.
All right, that's it. Time is up. Football talk's over. Thanks for coming.
Moral of the story is NFL is trash. Don't watch
It
it.
was just getting good.
Yeah.
Rusty likes it. Either way, we're already an hour into this recording, and we still got to get through a ton of our favorite.
mail.
Send your fucking mail. Wash your fucking
Wash your
hands.
fucking hand slap.
In your fucking
I'll never
mail.
wash my hands
Send them
ever
in,
again.
guys. Wash your fucking
God
hands.
damn,
Slap.
Slap.
I don't give a fuck, man. You better send in those emails at this point.
Welcome to fan mail.
Shout out to Ben.
Fan mail.
It's so
Fan
good.
mail.
I love
Fan
Ben.
mail.
Get to spend the day with him today. Such a glorious gentleman.
Oh, it's true. Cody was at
Ben
Ben's
is,
place.
ben is good people.
Big
It's
Ben fan.
Amazing people.
We'll get him on here at some point, but he also said he didn't think he'd be very interesting.
Dude, he's
That's a lie. He's very interesting.
he's the man behind the Shrimp Hours soundtrack.
It's true.
Some interesting info.
Hey, except the theme. Put some respect
Hey,
on
best race
Rusty.
control
That's true,
director in
yes.
the world.
It's
Yes.
true.
Best button pusher.
My first, coming back to this just for a second, my first thought when fucking Byron wrecked Hamlin under caution was Ben's got to send him to the back of the line.
EOL, baby. EOL, baby.
All right, first email comes in for Brian. Brian's happy that we finally got Fiasco on the show, and he also asks, "Will we see a bullshit champion this year?"
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Well, who?
Yes.
I'm looking at the list here. Who's a goofy champion? I guess
Chastain. He's just gonna win the Phoenix by bodying someone out of the way.
he's got 2 wins. I don't know if it's that goofy of a champion. I would say something like.
I mean, he's had a
Cedric or
good year, don't get
Bell.
me wrong, but goofy as in, like, if you had told someone last year, like, hey, fucking Ross Chastain's going to be the champion next year, they'd be like, what
Yeah, that's
are you
fair.
smoking? Give that to Aaron Rodgers, please.
Suarez has a good chance too, honestly.
I mean, Ryan Blaney hasn't won yet. I'm still riding that train. I feel like he can rip off a couple wins here, but he could also finish second at Phoenix and win the championship.
Didn't they just got a big penalty, didn't they? Blaney's team? I don't know a whole lot about NASCAR, but I just saw they lost a bunch of dudes.
Yeah, there was
an
appeal. They dropped the appeal. Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
All right. Next email comes in from Shlomo. He says, "Yo, what's up, Shrimps? How you been? Slap called me good people and based last week, so my life has been fulfilled.
Hey.
2 questions for y'all. If you stack a lasagna on top of another lasagna, how many lasagna do you have?"
One lasagna.
That's one. It's just a big fat lasagna. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you have
I'm
one
glad we're in
thick
agreement there.
lasagna.
No,
Why not?
because if you stack 2 hamburger patties on top of each other,
Then you got a big burger.
Big Mac. You got a
You got a
Big
double
Mac.
decker burger.
it's a double cheeseburger. So you would
Yeah.
at least have a double lasagna.
Okay,
Well, it's
but it's still like
considered
one
cheeseburger. It's
No.
just a
Yeah.
double.
No,
No, but I can explain to you why that comparison doesn't count. Because a normal lasagna is not just one single layer; it's a bunch of layers. A normal cheeseburger isn't like 5 patties.
But
Okay,
also,
that's
if you
true.
have a
That-
Big
no,
Mac,
that's true. That's true.
you don't say, "Hey, here's 2 burgers," and it's just a Big Mac.
Yeah, but you definitely describe it as a double.
Yeah, well, this could be a
No,
lasagna that's a double,
Big
but it's
Mac
still
would
one
be a
lasagna.
Quadruple.
That's true.
I want
You can actually get double Big Macs, and it has
Yeah.
4 patties in it.
What
Right.
about the McGangbang? Remember that?
Yeah.
I remember
allowed to
Ronald's
say
creamy
that?
surprise.
Oh, what is that?
Caleb. Too bad Caleb
It's
doesn't work at
extra
McDonald's anymore.
mayonnaise.
Can we?
We by the way, I told people to order the shrimp meal at McDonald's. Nobody's done it, so unfortunate.
By the way, like, did you guys ever were a part of that disgusting discourse about the McDonald's like build your own burger thing, and you could add like whatever you wanted to it?
No.
Yeah, one of them was Ronald's creamy surprise, and it was literally just a patty or a bun with extra mayonnaise and another bun.
Oh my god.
Sometimes they'll give me junior McChickens
And
in the
there's
US.
another one called Girth. It was just like literally like a bun and just like 10 patties.
That sounds like a solid Sammy right there.
Do you remember when Burger King used to do that? Like the double stacks, they'd have like the quadruple stack and like the
Dude,
quintuple
the
stack.
stackers, you get a double,
Those are
triple, or
great.
quadruple
Yeah.
stack.
They
It
got
was
rid
like
of those.
$2 too.
They got rid of those last month here. Don't ask me why I know. All right. Second question. Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no more video games, or Shlomo, you fucked this up. I meant to say unlimited games, but no more bacon, which is the easy option.
Yeah. As much as I love bacon, I don't know if I
Shlomo,
can.
you really
if he
fucked
messed
this
it
up.
up, I'm retracting my statement about good people.
He wrote, okay, I will read exactly as he wrote. Would you rather have unlimited bacon but no more video games, or games, unlimited games but no games? He biffed it.
What the fuck? Yeah.
Shlomo's smelling toast at the end of his
He's no longer good people. He's no longer based. He is cringe.
Oh no.
Oh no.
He just unmade his life.
He's got to redeem himself next week with a better
Gotta have a banger next week.
All right, next one comes in from T-Bone. T-Bone says, hello, Shrimps. Hope you're all doing well. Question for all of you. Is there any video game you ever picked up and played and asked yourself, why did I spend money on this game? Also, practice sanitizing your hands from T-Bone.
Never. They're grimy. The way God intended.
I think I've talked about this on stream before, but I bought Grid Autosport for $60 when it came out. It was a terrible decision. That game's ass.
Let me check my Steam. See if there's any.
Oh, did anybody ever play Crackdown 1, which had the Halo 3 beta on it back in the day?
No.
So if you wanted to get the Halo 3 beta back in like summer of 2007, you had to buy the game Crackdown. And the game Crackdown was actually like really fucking good. You know, you play like a super powered, cop who takes out like gang members, and you can level yourself up, and you can literally jump like 5,000 feet up in the air and like snipe people and do all this crazy shit. It is a fun game. So Crackdown 2 comes out, and me and my friends are like, let's buy Crackdown 2 and play it, and it'll be awesome. And they literally took features out of it, and I was able to beat the game in like 1 hour.
Oh,
and it was nothing to it. It was absolute ass. And we played that game for like all of 3 days, and we were like, dude, there's nothing else to do here. They biffed it. This is a cash grab. We spent $60 on a cash grab that has less content than the original game. And the original game came with the Halo 3 beta. What the fuck?
Tough.
That was the most mad I've ever been at a video game that I spent money on. I was pissed.
Yeah.
Pretty sure you guys made me buy that Circuit Superstars the one time that you guys were hyped about for like a week, and then
that game's
never touched
fucking
again.
awesome. It's awesome.
So that's why the Shrimps have been playing it so much in the last year. Oh wait, no one's touched.
That's a you problem.
Yeah,
that game was great. Still is
played
great.
it lately. Yeah.
I'm not talking about the game. I'm talking about how I was forced to buy it, and then just
You were not forced. I didn't buy it.
It's true.
I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about me.
You said you were forced. I heard the same hype that you did. I didn't buy it. Whose problem is this?
It was also a solid game. It wasn't. I don't think it was a bad purchase. You just didn't play
overrated.
it.
It's overrated.
That's a you problem.
Cartier's gaming. I'm coming to Wisconsin to kill you in real life.
Hey, look, a bird's eye view racing game. Those have never been made ever. Not like from the 90s to like 2000.
I don't like the
racing
Circuit
game ever.
Superstars slander. That game's fun as hell.
Yeah.
Light them up in the comments. You know what to do. All right.
That's my hot take. I'm gonna die on.
Next one comes in from Ryan Burton. He says, male fan. What up, Shrimps? First of all, my condolences for the death of the podcast. Thank you. I guess he knows this is the last episode. Second, take the damn tinfoil off your head, Rusty. Mud flood never happened and dinosaurs are real. Fun fact, most, if not all birds that exist today evolved from dinosaurs, which technically makes them living dinosaurs. Rusty did get really weird with that mud stuff.
Yeah, mud flood.
That was bizarre.
Yeah, robins, T-Rexes, they just look identical.
I still don't really know what happened to that 10
So all the
minutes last
dinosaurs
week.
die, but they magically turn into a chicken?
Yeah.
Nah, just the big dinosaurs die. It's the small little feathered ones that live.
Yeah, sure. All right.
Rusty's a
I'm just saying-
non-dinosaur believer.
All I'm saying is no. I think it's entertaining. All I'm saying is civilizations go through resets. It's a debatable number of years in between each one, and I think we're due for one pretty soon. That's all I'm saying.
Are you a believer in the Great Reset? Because I'm pretty sure it's going to get us canceled.
I think he just
I just talk about there's floods, there's like potential like asteroid impacts, whatever it is. Things.
Shout out to Florida. They're getting smacked this week.
According to that, apparently, Yeah, chickens and pheasants survived and turkeys survived evolution, but velociraptors didn't.
Yeah.
They were too big. They didn't have feathers to keep them warm.
I don't like how seriously you guys are saying some of these things. I'm getting concerned.
I just like how they call like oil fossil fuels.
It's just dead dinosaur blood.
Oil's not real either, Rusty. Is that what you're saying? Oil is a myth.
Always used to call it dead dinosaur blood.
It sounds like a pocket of dead dinosaurs. Like, come on, get out of here.
Oil's not real. Rusty Walrus 2022.
Yeah, there you go. Write that one down.
That's what Patrice O'Neill used to say. I'm gonna get cremated, so I'm not someone's gasoline like fucking 8,000 years from now.
Yeah, 8,000 years from now, we're gonna be digging up like grandma and grandpa in their fucking coffins, being like, "I need to get that kerosene out of here."
Ryan says, I had a slight animal sighting driving on my way to work one night a few weeks ago. Here I am chilling at a red light waiting for it to turn green when the animal pulled up behind me. As the light turned green, this madman proceeded to swerve to the right lane and pass me as we crossed the intersection. They then tailgated the hell out of a semi-trailer while wildly swerving until the road split into 2 lanes, to which they sped off out of my sight.
That wasn't me today on I-70, was it? He's talking about. That was literally me, like when I was, dude. Shout out I-70 East from Indianapolis to Cleveland, just being clogged nonstop with side-by-side semi-trucks, just neither one going faster than the other for miles on end, while there's just endless lines of traffic behind them, like going not even the speed limit, trying to get past.
Passing someone in a right turn lane, though, that's real animalistic.
Hey, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do.
I think we've outed Shrimp
you got two
through
people
this
in like left-hand
podcast.
lane, just like being assholes, just like cruising there. You gotta get around. We gotta go to the right-hand lane, pass them, and move on.
No. Like an intersection with a right turn lane that then goes down to 1 lane after the intersection. The guy got in the right turn lane and sent it around him.
Oh yeah, that's animal behavior.
Listen, I'm against reckless drivers, but I will say,
what do you mean, but?
If you've been caught on the interstate, like going under the speed limit for miles and miles and miles and miles, in your life, you can make more money. You can go out and like get more food. You can like buy more goods and electronics. All that. The only commodity in your life that you cannot get more of is time. So if I'm trapped behind these fuckers that are just chilling, just, oh, I got nothing better to do with my life, so I'm gonna go 65 and a 70, camp in the left lane, go parallel to the guy next to me rather than pass him and move over. Once there's a clearing, I'm gonna do what I need to do to make up for that lost time that I just lost in my life that I'm never getting back.
Dude, driving a UPS truck for a living.
Then don't be in front of me going under the limit.
I cannot stand are people that are at an intersection and they have a stoplight, they stop, and then that light turns green, and then they just don't accelerate. They're just like, I don't have anywhere to be, so I'm just like taking my time. It's like, dude, there's like 10 people behind you that are waiting on you to fucking accelerate and go. And especially me getting paid like $40 an hour, and I got my manager breathing down my neck saying, hey, I noticed you were stopped at this intersection for exactly 5 minutes. What was the holdup? It's like, well, there's a dude in front of me and he didn't have anywhere to be, and I got caught behind a red again because of his dumbass. Like there's other people behind you that have to go. I realize you don't have anything to do today, but the rest of us do. So when you're at an intersection and you're at a stoplight and it turns green, accelerate. I'm not saying you have to gun it, but at least accelerate in a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, that
I can't stand those people that just like
clock.
putter across and that because they have nothing else to do today.
$40 an hour wage sitting at a stoplight for like 5 minutes. You're getting paid like $3.50 just to sit there at that stoplight.
I know, but now I have to explain to my manager like why I was sitting there not getting anything done for 3 or 5 minutes because they have like telematics and they're like constantly watching us. And if you sit somewhere for like 5 minutes and nothing happens, you don't turn on the truck or anything, you get a phone call being like, "What the hell's going on out there?"
They got dash cams and like.
They're rolling them out. They're rolling out dash cams.
They got dash cams and they can't get you AC.
No.
Oh my
Jesus
god.
Christ. Yeah, imagine spending all that money and
No
all this
AC,
other stuff. But
95 degrees, 100% humidity, no AC, but we're going to put a dash cam. We're going to make sure you're
do they
working like a hard little worker bee.
do they even have the self-respect or the respect for their employees to have like a cheap like fucking fan like on the dash to try to attempt to cool you guys off?
Propeller, baby.
Even
You
that.
have to request a fan be installed on your truck.
Jesus Christ. That should be
So some of them have them, some of them don't. But they stopped mounting the fans on the dash where it's like low, and they started mounting them up in the ceiling where there's no airflow up there. And like even when you have the doors down, like air does not get up there to circulate through. So there's that little pocket of air up there is hotter than it is outside. So if it's like a 95-degree day, it's like 100 degrees up there. So now you're having air blown at you that is hotter than the human body temperature. So it's literally worse for you. So I don't even like, if I turn it on, I'm pointing it away from me so it just circulates air instead of like blowing hot air at me.
I love that this is the second time in this short history of this podcast that we've talked about UPS van airflow in detail.
Dude, it blows my mind that some of the things they made $13 billion in profit. That's after they paid all of us, and they're like, oh, we can't afford to put AC in here. Like, yeah,
or
you
to sit in intersections apparently.
Yeah,
all right.
Exactly.
Ryan asked a couple of questions. He says, one, what are some of your favorite angry or disappointed sports commentary moments? Matt, Kansas. I don't know. I don't have any other.
I've talked about
off the top of my head. Oh, what do you got?
Go ahead,
Well, recently I saw the clip from Coda resurface the last couple corners, and that was a little disappointing to try to relive that moment with Allmendinger and Chastain and whatever. So that's a recent one where I'm like, we got to bring a little bit more energy to the booth. We need more passion, more excitement. You got to sell it a little bit more than that.
You said sad or angry commentators?
Angry or disappointed sports commentary moments?
I've got both for you, and I'm sorry for bringing up bad memories, Rusty, but this is one I've talked about and just joked about forever, and Ed can attest. The Vikings radio announcer has to have a fucking compilation of just how many times he's had a meltdown on like that 2009 NFC Championship game.
That's his thing.
His thing is having a meltdown.
The Super Bowl and the 2003 game where they lost Week 17 and missed out on the playoffs on the last game. He's literally just screaming, "No, no!"
None of that came through whatever that was.
Cody, there's 40 teams in the league, and there's only like a couple teams that get quoted. So shout out to him. He knows what he's up to. He knows what he's doing.
He's good at his job. He's just very memeable, is what I'm saying. He's memorable.
We talked about this. We probably talked about this on like a previous episode, but the radio announcer for the Saints during the River City relay versus Jacksonville, where they had like that multilateral desperation move, and they ended up scoring. Only thing they need to do to bring it into overtime is kick the extra point. And that Saints announcer, when it goes wide right, he's like, "No!" You just hear like this visceral, like, "No!" Like he just like watched his fucking family get executed in front of him. Like you could just hear the despair in his voice.
10 out of 10.
Missed it wide right. Oh no, Jimmy Cardi, he missed it.
My favorite, I don't know what series it was, but it was some foreign dude. They had that horrible turn one or whatever, and he's like, the guy who designed that corner should be taken to a dark room and beaten. That's probably
yeah.
That's what DriveThrough's alerts.
I guess
I've
I
heard that so
misinterpreted
many
the question
times.
here, but that's good shit.
Yeah. Dude,
Stat Tracks and iRacing now.
Brazilian
This
radio
is
call
really
when they got
something.
beaten in the World Cup by Germany like 8-1 or some shit.
7-1, yeah, legendary.
Sorry to keep going backwards, but another great one I'll never forget was the Packers radio announcers during 2012 Week 3 game. You guys might notice the Fail Mary, and that was when they had the replacement refs.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, they weren't angry, they weren't freaking out. They sounded like an upset, disappointed father, like talking to his kids, like, "I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed." Like they're like, "You've got to be kidding me! Like, is this what this league has come to?" Like bad call.
A father that has lost all hope.
Basically. The Fail Mary.
Oh, I'm trying to find. I have a clip of the.
Beat about
that's the. God damn it! That's no, I linked the video, not the audio.
Hey, we got time for me to use the bathroom real quick.
In the middle of show, we're answering
We
questions
got like
from our
3
fans.
minutes left, Max. Like,
Ah, I gotta go though. I've been holding it for a minute.
This has been a pretty long.
I'll wash my
show.
hands.
The
I
guy who
promise.
designed this first.
I just feel bad for botching that question, but yeah, Cody, you're right. He's like,
It's fine.
like these are the like this isn't the Super Bowl. This is the Saints. Like, come on.
No, this is not Detroit, man. This is the Super
Oh, yeah,
Bowl.
yeah, I fucked it. All right, I fucked it twice.
Taken in a dark room and beat about
Oh, here we go. I found
When
it.
Blair Wall shanked that kick in 2015.
Against
You've got
yeah.
to be kidding me. And
It
the
was a
Vikings
Cody
season's gonna
classic.
end on a missed field goal.
Here you go, Travis. I found your clip.
Dude,
The
and
guy who
every
designed
person in
this first
Minnesota
corner
relates to
should be
that.
taken in a dark room and beat about the head.
Beat about the head. What a great accent too. All right. Enough football talk. Other question from Ryan. He says, if the Shrimps teamed up to run a 24 hours of lemons race, what car would y'all like to run? This has been discussed.
This has literally been discussed. This exact
but
thing.
not the exact car.
I got one.
But we would
I
turn
got
it
one
into a
too.
shrimp, whatever it is. What do you got, Slab? What is it?
It's gonna be a 2012 Crown Victoria, dressed up in Greenville County Sheriff's colors, but instead of Greenville County Sheriff, it just says Troll Patrol on it.
All right.
That's
What do you got,
like my
Rusty?
dream car. That's my dream troll car.
Rusty, what was yours?
Well, I was gonna say just any big body 4-door sedan wins for me. But I'm also biased towards a Pontiac Grand Prix. So
What year?
Travis used to have one of those.
Well, I drove a 2000, so I would love that back in my life. But big body sedan for the win.
All
I
right.
always imagine like a Cobalt or a fucking old Cavaliers, like the perfect fucking beater car.
Yeah. Ryan says, big fan of the podcast. Keep it up and wash your hands. Love, Rhino. Thanks, Ryan.
Yay.
Oh, someone just sent an email. What the hell? Okay, we got 3 more.
Oh no!
3 more.
Oh boy.
Well, if we don't talk about stuff for 10 minutes after each one.
I need to piss.
All right, well then let's get through these quickly. Andrew R, our friend down under, says, Arvo all y'all. I don't know what that means. That's Australian for something. With Kyle Busch moving to the number 8, some members of the Twitterati and the commentariat are chucking nanas at the fact that this was Junebug's number. I think that all legacy numbers are cursed. Number 43 is a graveyard for anyone who turns up. Bowman's had to play in 88 and 48 and can't live up to the ghosts of either. And 3 is being driven by Austin Dillon, who is Austin Dillon. What do we think? Are all the legacy numbers bad, and should they be remanufactured into new legacies? Like Kyle Larson in the number 5?
Chase Elliott sucks when he drove the 24.
Or do they need to hang around? Thank you from Andrew R. P.S. If I was Grand Poobah and Lord High everything else, then Kyle Busch would be in the 8, Daniel Ricciardo would be in the 3, and Austin Dillon would be on a farm.
Oh,
I think people look too much into numbers. I don't really care too much.
Yeah.
It's a different
The
number
problem is
font.
they
It
keep
looks
the
different.
font. They gotta change the font.
Yeah.
no, the fonts are self-sponsorship. I used to be a big hater, but now I get it. Keep the font. Keep the
Nah,
history.
putting Brad in a new 6 versus the Newman one, that was cool. I like that.
Yeah, but they've switched it up a couple times. It wasn't like the 3 car where, like, I don't know, they've kept it, or the 43. They kept evolving.
Stuff like that. Yeah. It makes sense. As long as like Childress still owns the 3 and Petty still owns the 43, I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Next.
All right. Thank you, Andrew. Next one comes in from Duncan Maloney, who says shrimps. First off, Ed, he's dead, so he's not going to hear this.
Yeah.
He says the Lions need to learn how to close out a damn game.
Dude,
I
that
actually
is true.
saw them choke the hell out of that.
Oh no.
Second, Jimmy Johnson retired from full-time racing, but what world racing events could you see him competing in? What would draw him back to NASCAR if he did return from one of the 500s, 600s? Thanks, and fuck Raphael Lessard. What did Raphael Lessard do? That's a fellow Canadian. You can't say that. Yeah.
What did he do?
I'm
He
not
wrecked
taking.
Brandon Setzer at Hickory.
Oh, did he?
Well, but I mean, years ago.
Oh.
Yeah, Landon was drunkenly commentating that race too. They cut his mic off.
Oh yeah, you told me about this. I'm not taking Raphael Lessard slander. Also, Jimmy
next.
Johnson's washed and he's ass in IndyCar.
Yeah, you can come back for the 24 hours of lemons. That's the only
Even
thing.
if he
he'll
did
do.
NASCAR, yeah. Like, honestly, even if he came back to the Cup Series, he would be brutal. He was so bad in his last few years. And in a completely different car, I feel like he'd be ass. So, love you, Jimmy, childhood hero, but, you know, we'll be seeing you.
Your time has come and gone.
Ride over at the 24 Hours of Le Mans, though.
All right, last email.
Okay, last one just came in from Carl from MA, which is Massachusetts.
Massachusetts.
He says, by the awful grace of God, Texas is torn down. Where should the Cup Series go? A, Pikes Peak International Raceway. B, Road America. Okay, that's the answer. C, bring back the Pocono Double. Or you get to tear down Richmond, but the Cup Series has to go to Kentucky. No, Road America. Done.
There's only one real answer.
Road America. Yeah.
I'd say Pikes Peak, but I've never been to Road America, so it doesn't hold the sentimental value.
P.S. Does the shrimp race car have a name? Oh, I'm assuming down there. The shrimp in the shrimp race car. If not, I nominate Shrimpy Eunuch.
Ayrton Shrimpa.
Not all ideas can be good. It's okay. We'll get them next time.
And he says, also try shrimpnames.com.
Is that a thing?
I've opened up shrimpnames.com. It says, and there's no, it's just text on a screen. It can't even expose. It says, hello and welcome to shrimpnames.com. Here you will find many name ideas for your shrimp. We will add new names to the list as they become available. Check back often. And I'll go through the whole list. It goes Kevin, Sandra, and Milk. And that's the end.
That's terrible.
Milk? Milk?
Shout out to shrimpnames.com and whoever registered that.
Milk.
Wow.
Who's ever paying for that domain name right now to have that text on the World Wide Web?
Useless names. That's a .com. Those things aren't cheap either.
Someone's paying money for that website to exist right now. Just think about that for a second.
Yeah.
All right.
It's time.
Oh,
It's time.
What's the name?
What's the name?
Slap can pee.
The zoo.
Dude,
The Animal Planet
week,
Zoo.
y'all missed a great opportunity to name last week alleged hand jobs. I just want you to know that. Because you said that, and you did not.
The YouTuber would have loved that. The
I
YouTuber advertisers would have
completely
loved
missed that joke. I was like so busy setting up my next point. I felt so stupid. I went back and watched it. I just straight over my head.
I like Animal Solar System.
Animal Cinematic Universe.
That too, one of those. Something with all the animal stories.
Oh, which one will it be?
I like Animal Solar System.
Animal Solar System. All right.
Animal story. Yeah.
Travis, it's been nice having you on.
Oh yeah.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Go follow Moonhead
we
on
gotta
the
get you
social
back.
medias. He'll be back. That's it. Everyone say bye.
No.
That's the end.
There's some milk driving
Dude,
away.
it's
from
an
the
hour
scene.
and a half long. I think this is our longest one yet.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lord.
Oh, we're having.
It's over. It's dead.
Been dead. Always dead.